This right here is Car Con Carne. Car Con Carne is a Q101 podcast. I'm James VanOsdol. Car Con Carne is sponsored by Exploding House Printing. They are based in Hermosa, not far from where we are right now. Exploding House Printing is here for all of your screen printing, embroidery, and other merch needs. You should consider them if you're a band, a brand, just someone who has a message they want to get out there. They do t-shirts, they do merch, whatever. Their focus is on small businesses, everything. They've worked on products for The Empty Bottle, for Dante's Pizzeria, The Broke Downs, The Music Box. The list goes on and on. Jonathan is the guy behind Exploding House. He's been doing this for decades, so he knows what he's doing. Besides technical expertise, he delivers production efficiency and cost awareness to offer boutique print shop quality at much lower large print shop prices. Check them out on Instagram at Exploding House, or check out their site at explodinghouseprinting.com for a quote or to see a list of some of their clients.
It's Car Con Carne. Let's eat in the car. It's Car Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James VanOsdol.
It's Monday night. I'm joined by Ladder. That's with two T's, a band that's equal parts art project and band. They're jarring, experimental, aggressive, and unforgivingly intense. They'll also be at Sub T supporting Faetooth on May 2nd, and they have an Audiotree session dropping on March 4th. Meredith is to my right. Jon is in the back seat in the car. Nice to see you both. I know it's cold out. Like, this would be a perfect night to just not do anything. So thanks for coming out.
Yeah,
Of course.
I guess let's start with the sound, because that's how I introduced you. You've described the band as an art project, but if there's any city on earth that would get what Ladder is doing, I've got to think it's Chicago. Like, they understand you in the band paradigm.
Definitely.
It's been a pretty welcoming, pretty nice ascent for you since 2024.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, this scene here has just been so welcoming. I feel like I didn't really know anyone when we first started, and I feel like we've just been, like, embraced. So very grateful, very lucky for that.
Because you're not a native Chicagoan.
I'm not. I'm originally from New Jersey, and then I lived in Philly for 12 years. But Jon's from Elgin.
Right.
Yeah.
Jon, who we know also as the drummer of Beach Bunny, a band that's achieved some success.
Yeah, we've done some cool stuff. Yeah.
They've done okay. So let's drop anchor on what you just said, Meredith. How has acclimating yourself to this music community been?
It's been great. I mean, I think I kind of started out doing a lot of, like, sound art and noise before then. So I already knew kind of some people, because there's a lot of overlap in, like, sound, like, noise and hardcore. So I kind of was already integrated in that way. But yeah, I mean, it's been great. Everyone has been so nice, and I love going to shows. Like, I still go to shows all the time. There's a lot of really good music in Chicago.
There is, and it never stops.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to talk, when they talk about Ladder, Ladder, a lot of people like to talk about the themes of the lyrics. But let's be honest, you can't always decipher the lyrics when you listen. Like, if you're not following, like, a lyric video, you can't. To me, the themes of your band, probably as much as the lyrics, come out in the tone, the feeling, the rage, what's being done with the instruments. I mean, the band's less of a dissertation than it is a feeling, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I always was kind of writing just based on my emotions. I'm not, like, a very, like, logical writer, if that makes sense. Like, I kind of just, whatever I'm pissed off about, I just write the lyrics about, and I feel like that, like, translates.
Are you one of those lyricists who's always, like, you've got your notes on your phone, or you've always got, like, a...
Yeah, and I'll just, like, it's like whenever I'm angry or pissed off, it just starts, like, coming to me. Like, I'll just, like, if I'm angry, I just start, like, writing. It's always just been, like, the impetus for songwriting for me. So, yeah, I just, like, have my notes app pretty much, and just, like, lines will just come to me, like, when I'm pissed.
What's got you mad lately?
Well, I mean, definitely the state of the world, ICE, all of that stuff. But, you know, just general life things other than that.
Of course. So last year we got What Lives Inside Me, the EP. my God, Bloodline, so much there in a 2-minute package. That's so much
thanks.
intensity. And expiration date. I love the way the tempos change on this one, and I especially love in this song the kind of percussive vocals of tick tick tick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was sick.
That was sick. Yeah, that was sick. I was proud of myself for that one.
And then jumping back to 2024, My Body Is My Sickness, this is where things took off, like out of the gate. I mean, I don't know, you really was... Were you surprised by how quickly that accelerated?
Well, it's kind of interesting because, like, when we first put out the EP, I don't know, it's like an EP, I guess, but technically an album. You know, like, I think it got some attention in the local scene and stuff, but not, like, anything on a national level. But then, like, randomly 6 months later, like 6 months after the album came out, I just, like, made a little post with some footage from the Empty Bottle show, and that's kind of when it took off. So it was, like, kind of delayed, I guess. It felt delayed for me. I don't know. How did you feel, John?
Yeah, I mean, I felt... I felt the same, honestly, because I was very, like, proud of making those songs. I mean, every time we do stuff, I'm like, man, I want to be, like, so happy with the result, and I know Meredith feels the same. But, like, when we had those songs recorded and, like, we did the album art and everything, I was like, damn, these are the greatest songs of all time. Like, like, everyone's going to be on this, like, probably as soon as we drop it. But, yeah, it was amazing to see the reception, like, that I kind of wanted and that I, like, expected. Truthfully, I was like, I love these songs, I hope everyone else loves them. That's kind of how I felt. And it was so cool. And then people, they get to feel the lyrics as well as, like, the whole vibe of everything and just, like, the genre we're kind of, like, portraying, and they reflect each other so well. And it's like, even if it's all, you know, when it's screaming and you may not understand what she's saying, if, like, you can still feel it. You can still fucking feel it, which is awesome. Yeah.
How did you two find each other creatively? Because it seems like you're well matched.
Super randomly.
Yeah, so randomly.
So
like,
random.
My good friend Gino, who he plays in Mush, he plays in lettering, and, like, I've known him since I was, like, 12. He makes music in the city, lives in the city, and he's friends with Rick from Dowsing, and Pet Sim and all that stuff, and Storm Chasers, all that stuff. But I was talking to Gino one day. I was like, hey, I want to play heavy music if you'd want to be in a band with me. And he was like, yeah, that'd be super sick. He hit up Rick, and then Rick I don't know how Rick knew you, or was it Facebook?
I knew Rick through a mutual...
From Jersey?
Yeah, I knew Rick through mutual friends from Philly.
Okay.
And I made a post on Instagram like, hey, I miss being in a band. Does anyone want to be in a band? Like, haha, just for funsies, like nothing serious or anything. And then Rick responded, and he's like, oh, Gino, my friends Gino and Jon want to come too. And that's how we met. It was, like, very, very random. I had no idea who Jon was. I didn't even know who Beach Bunny was.
We had no idea. Like, the first time I saw Meredith was in the practice space, the one that we still rocking to this day. And I've known Gino a long time. I've known Rick for a good amount of time. And we jammed, and we probably made, the four of us, like, maybe 4 or 5 kind of songs. But Gino and Rick were just, like, busy. They're busy guys. They're married. Yeah. They're in love. They have other bands. They have real big-time jobs. And at a certain point, it was like Meredith and I were kind of, like, getting the itch to just, like, go really hard and just jam. And so we ended up just starting to do it, just her and I, and it clicked. Yeah. And the first thing I noticed too is, like, Meredith is left-handed.
Yeah.
And I'm left-handed, so when I saw her pick up her guitar in the space and it was a lefty guitar, I was like, oh shit, this could be super fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and that's my initial thought, and I was like, oh shit, it is. And we ended up just, like, pursuing things from there. But yeah.
Because they say that left-handed people, sinestral people, are more creative.
Yes, some.
They do say that.
I think they do say that, and I think sometimes it reflects that for sure. But it's also just fun and quirky, and I'm just like, yeah, that's cool. You know? It's something I've always noticed too. Whenever I see someone, like, write or do some lefty thing, it's always, like, fun to poke at, and, like, especially with, like, gigs, if you see, like, a drummer set up lefty, or, you know, you're like, hey, what's up? It's me too. Like, you know. So.
We have similar genes.
Yeah, similar brain.
Yeah.
Going back to My Body Is My Sickness, that title track, shout out to that rhythm section. Hey, you're doing like Jesus Lizard kind of stuff on this one.
Yeah, it's fun. I think we do drums and guitar in the space. We pretty much have the song structured out.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of time on the structure and making sure everything feels nice, and then I think now I do bass like after we have like a good guitar scratch, and I just kind of like have a good time with the bass, and that's also after drums. But it's so fun. Like, because then I could add with bass. It's like you can really change so many things. Like you can do the melodic route. You could just attach yourself to the kicks and call it a day. You can have a complete counter melody in like a positive way or in a negative way or in a fucked up way, which is cool because later we can do some fucked up noises and somehow it still works. But yeah, thank you. It's really fun.
Yeah, a lot of times, like, that's why, like, a lot of times we don't know what the songs are going to sound like until we record them. Because in the studio, it's just us doing, just, like, rhythm, guitar, and drums. And then we do everything else in the studio. So it's fun to see, like, how the songs come together.
Yeah, big time.
I also want to talk about Callous. Love the video for this. Going back to this notion of this as an art project, how important is the visual side of things to what you're creating here?
To me, it's super, super important. I think you could look at it a lot of different ways. Unfortunately, we live in a society where, everything is like visual first. Like people are just scrolling on their phones and they're like, a lot of times they're scrolling on mute. So you have to have like very strong visuals. You have to have like a very strong visual element that ties everything in. So I think that's really important. But then I also, like, I've already made like multiple like Pinterest boards just for like the vibe that I want visually, like, or my ideas, like, obviously nothing's finalized yet, but just like the visual world of the second album. Cause I think, I think it's like super important. I think it's fun to think of things that way. Like not just having your music be music, but it being like this entire world that people can immerse themselves into,
Well, and Callous in particular, that's your Exorcist video.
Yeah,
that one's sick.
That one was fun. Yeah.
Are you a horror fan?
Yeah, I am, but I think like when I was little, I was really into horror movies, and I think it's kind of like stuck with me in that way.
Of course. And if you want to take the concept one step further, I mean, you are exorcising demons every time you're putting lyrics on a sheet or singing into a microphone.
Totally.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
So, Jon, knowing just how noisy and propulsive this band is this kind of like the Dr. Jekyll to Beach Bunny's Mr. Hyde?
A little bit. I feel like I've always been into as many genres as possible. Yeah. I'm just like a nerd about music. I grew up with a lot of like R&B and rap and Chicago house and freestyle music. My buddies started playing Guitar Hero, got into rock and heavy stuff, and then it was
Guitar Hero.
That was when I was like 12, my best friend got Guitar Hero, and he kind of introduced me to a whole different world, and we were all listening to those songs together, and then it was like emo stuff and metalcore and screamo, and then I think as I got older, I started listening to like more indie stuff, and I didn't necessarily listen to pop fully until I was in Beach Bunny. Like the first maybe year or two, I was like, okay, like I'm fully embracing this one genre that I was kind of steering away from just because I just wanted to focus on all the cool kid shit. But pop was another love, and then secretly so many genres. That's like a melodic core is like some catchy chorus, and that's probably inspired by some pop band, or power pop band from some big star shit. Like I feel like a lot of like cool freaky bands owe a lot to like bands like that, like New York Dolls and Big Star and stuff like that. So, but they may not even know it. So shout out Alex Chilton and stuff like that. But yeah, I think, and truthfully, I really admire Meredith's like sound art and stuff, like the fact that she could do that, and the fact that like when we're with our live set, she does all the interludes and she does visuals, and I just think that's pretty sick, and that's something that I've never explored, but something I've always admired, and something that I think is a big part of Ladder, which is cool. Something that I have never had a hand in, and it's just awesome. It's awesome to see.
And to your point, I think we all agree, like, people don't listen to just one type of music.
Yeah.
I mean, my playlists on my phone are schizophrenic. They're
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
So are mine. So are mine.
I can't make any kind of sense of the music I piece together on those. But that's the way we consume stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I'm omnivorous.
Yeah, currently I think my most listened to albums on Tidal are like the Wuthering Heights soundtrack
Nice.
by Charlie XX. It's really good.
Yeah.
And Attempted Martyr by Prostitute. I'm
Nice.
like, inside me there are two wolves, you know?
Yeah, that's cool.
This is something I came to later in life. I love listening to scores, like cool movie soundtracks and all that stuff. Like, especially when I'm not, right, when I need to focus on things, I love throwing soundtracks on.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was listening to Tron Legacy today.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
awesome.
Nice.
That is really sick.
I love all that synthy stuff. All right, so the Audiotree session happens, or we'll experience that on March 4th. That's right around the corner. That's next week as I'm recording this. And then just over a month on the road with Faetooth.
Yes.
That's fun.
We're super excited. Yeah, that's our first support slot tour, so we're really happy for the opportunity. We're going to be playing like tons of places that we've never been to before. I think it's like 3.5 weeks.
Nice.
So yeah, it's going to be super fun. I can't wait.
It's going to be one of those things where you're just getting warmed up and then the tour's over. Like, I want to keep going.
It's long enough. Yeah, that's long enough. For me.
I'll be doing the last week of it, so I'll kind of check in and see how they're all doing and see what was fun.
That's like the one thing I'm bummed about. I was like, I wish, like, I wanted us to like all be together, you know? But much respect, John.
Yeah, you gotta hustle.
Yeah.
So you put out music 2024, 2025. Just looking at the way patterns work, I would say you're due for even more music this year, based on this clip you've established.
I mean, we're writing.
Yeah, so hopefully things work out where we can put stuff out this year, but we're definitely working on music. I mean, that's like the goal. I think anytime we don't have something, recorded to put out, we're going to try to write. And I think and it's like, it feels great, and there's never a lull. We could just jam all day, and
it's true.
We'll schedule be like, okay, this month we'll do like 4 or 5 jams, and each jam is like a couple hours, and then from there we have enough things to work on usually, which is kind of insane. And then we start to really hone in on things, but I don't think it'll ever run out, and we're just going to keep doing as much as we can, honestly.
Do you feel yourself, what you're doing, like when you're jamming, do you feel yourself evolving?
I would say so.
I would say, and I noticed with both of us, honestly, even just reflecting, going back to certain things. But I could see, and like we're still like
we sound different.
We sound different, but we're also still like taking influence of ourselves and our peers, and what we maybe want to sound like without having to push for any sort of like specific sound. Yeah. Just being like, okay, maybe we want this one like a little more crazy, or a little bit tighter, and a little bit more melodic, a little bit slower even. Like there's some slower stuff we've been working on. I mean, and honestly, our engineer Pete, happy birthday Pete.
Happy birthday Pete.
He is a king of tones. Like he knows the tones. Like if there's a vibe that he could pick up on already, he's got it, and it's fucking insane. We owe a lot of, like, all the tones on that record is any record that we've done with him, and we will do with him, is going to be all his tones and all these crazy things. It's really sick.
Pete, hashtag MVP.
Yeah,
he's
MVP,
the best.
shout out
King of Tones. Happy birthday, Pete.
Oh, yeah,
Happy
he's the
birthday,
best.
All right, well, Meredith and Jon, Ladder sounds awesome.
Thank you.
Ladder is cathartic and wonderful, and I appreciate you jumping in my car on a weeknight in the middle of February.
Sure.
To chat about the band. Have a great 3 weeks on the road.
Thank you.
We'll see you at Sub T in May.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there you go. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, of
Thank
course.
you.
Thank you.